Okay, good afternoon, teacher. Welcome to today's interview with Daniela Aguilar and Sofia Trujillo and my person, Andrea Flores. Here we delve into the implications of thought-provoking text. If you don't understand, how can you learn? In this conversation, we will explore specific situations that reflect the Ecuadorian context. Moreover, we will reflect on the topics we have studied during this unit, including English as a global language, functions of language, foreign languages, and the importance of the mother tongue. Today, I have the pleasure of interview with my classmates. So please, let's start with Daniel.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this session. My name is Daniel Aguilar, and first of all, I will ask you, Andrea Flores, I will ask you a question. So my first question is, how do you think your students see English in Ecuador? What's their perception? What are their opinions?
Okay, and based on my experience, I can say that we have a variety of students. As we know, Ecuador is a pluricultural country, so we have to take in account the different situation of each students. In that case, I have the opportunity to work with students from the Amazon region, so they spoke a different language. So we need to take in account in it in work with it with different strategies and also to include their mother language. I think it is very important.
What is their mother language in the Amazon region? Is it Spanish or a different language?
It's a native language.
So what's the name of the language?
I can remember one of the Amazonian. Yeah, we have also worked with Quechua language. Yeah, so for me, it's important to take in account all of these considerations in order to provide a good education for the students. So now I am going to ask to Sofia, tell me what are the implications that you found in Ecuadorian context?
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, classmates. My name is Sofia Trujillo. And well, it's an interesting topic. English as a global language, even if it's not the first most widely spoken mother tongue because it's Chinese, is the first language with a big expanding circle around the world, because 100 to 1,000 people of the world speak English. So it means that it is a language that has a lot of impact around the world. In Ecuador, it's the same. So it's important, and usually most of the schools have English as a subject. However, sometimes English is not, it hasn't a big curriculum or syllabus, and sometimes it makes trouble because, as you say, Andre, Ecuador is a multi-ethnic country. Actually, there is 14 nationalities in Ecuador, so it gives us idea of the context of Ecuador, that is multi-diverse. There is mestizos, there is indigenous people, there is a few, but it is Black people, and so all the context sometimes it's easy to work with them in all of the context. Sometimes there is exclusion. Sometimes I would say that the difference between rural areas and urban areas, there is a lot of difference, and that is why the level of the English of the students. The students that lives in the city, their level of English is better, but also because here in Ecuador, the official language to teach is Spanish. So sometimes government and also teachers, we don't know the impact that we have also to learn Spanish and also to learn English. So for me, there implication, there are a lot of, and the proficiency of the language, also the quality of learning a language, and especially in rural and urban areas, the economy, also the economy implications, because we have to see that in rural areas, sometimes the technology or the equipment that they use to teach English is not the best. So it's going to be not equal level between urban and rural schools. So for me, there are all those are the implications for English and also to learn another language. And what do you think, Danny, that you have a lot of experience, and what do you think that are the implications English as a global language, but also what are the implications of English as a lingua franca used in the schools, and what do you think there is the Ecuadorian context?
Okay, and thank you for your question. Yes, I am the oldest in this group of teachers. What I can say is that nowadays the students want to learn English because of the influence that we have of social media. Sometimes they see the Hollywood actors, actresses speaking English, so they want to learn English. But still, because our students, they don't have many opportunities to practice English outside the classroom, it's a problem for them. So what I'm trying to do in my class is I try to create the right atmosphere, the right environment, so that my students can use English in the classroom. But I also tell them that because of the internet, because English is the lingua franca of the world, there are plenty of materials on the internet that they can always search for. Now, Andrea, I want to ask you a question. Do you use the mother language in your classes, or do you only use English?
Who is going? You are going to ask it to me?
No,
Okay,
for
yeah.
me.
Yes. Okay, you both answer. First of all, Andrea.
Okay, I
and
can
then
answer first and then you.
Sophia.
Okay, I notice that it is important to use a little bit the mother tongue in my classes, depending on the level of the students and age. For example, I have the opportunity to work with children, so it's very difficult to teach them only English because they feel tired, they don't pay attention. So for that reason, I try to use the mother tongue, but a little bit, only forget some clear instructions or something that they have to do. And I think it's a very good methodology too, because you can catch the attention of the students and try to teach them another language. So we can work with both languages. I think for me it's a very good method and help me to teach, especially with children. And what about you, Sophie?
First of all, sorry for the, I don't know where is gone, the electricity gone. So now I am with the cell phone. Well, it's an interesting question that usually I will say for myself, I have learned through Spanish. So for me, sometimes I have given classes to children and they don't understand if I only speak in Spanish, in English. So I have to use Spanish to understand the context of what I am teaching. However, there are materials that helps a lot. For example, I don't know if you are teaching to children numbers and you are showing the numbers, number one, at least for example, I don't know, a number that you have in phonics, and you show them, and I don't know, if sometimes they are going to I don't know, like they are going to simulate or they are going to recognize in somehow in their brain. I use in my experience, I use Spanish sometimes for example, to, like I said, in English, in numbers I use, but well, there are people that they disagree with that, to use Spanish in the classroom. But in one I saw some different research that they start with the native language, the mother tongue. So I will say that I will use Spanish, but in a time that I can see that they can understand, I will start with, after I will to finish with English. But yes, I think Spanish helps to the people to know the context, because, for example, as an adult, only to teach in English to be, for me, will be very difficult. So my brain is in my mother tongue, so I have to translate in my brain and to know what I'm saying, what I am talking, and somehow it's like to change the rules, the orthographic rules. But yes, well, this is the second, yeah, this will be my answer. So, yeah. Now is the time that the third question. Well, I will start with Andre. What do you think there are the function of the language? What do you think that, yeah, what are the function of a language?
Okay, so I can say that English as a global language plays a crucial role not only in Ecuador, even though around the world, because it opens up doors to international communication, education, and career opportunities. So as we know, it could be also as a challenge in order that we are learning this language. But I think that English is a global language that we need to talk. And because we can communicate with other people, we can achieve our goals, not only in an education context, also it could be for business or to improve our future. So I think that is very important to talk it. And what about you, Daniel? What do you think about English as a global language?
Well, yeah, I think that the best students, they apply to universities in the United States, because I think for example, Harvard is one of the best universities, or Cambridge in England. And in these universities, they speak English. And in my case, I think that the students who learn English, they will have the opportunity to apply to a scholarship. But before that, maybe they have to take the TOEFL or the IELTS examination. And besides that, they have to be really good students. So I think it's if you're a good teacher, if they learn English, they are going to have a wonderful opportunity to live in a different culture, and then